And you see, this is what the earliest Roman statues of the gods look like. You're going to see in later Roman history, the statues become much more naturalistic. These early statues are quite rigid and stylized. Yes, Daniel.
Like, is there like a time like when they like actually like started believing in the gods?
Well, they believed in the gods from their earliest days, but their beliefs about the gods changed over time. The earliest Romans had animistic gods of nature all around them. So it's almost like Japanese Shinto religion. They believed that, every little river, every little waterfall was a sacred place where there was a local god. And the Romans even had gods of door locks and gods of rust and gods of very, very small particular things. But interestingly, over time, as they came into contact with Greek civilization, they began to make connections between their gods and the Greek gods and to combine their characteristics. So over time, the native Roman religion, where there were lots of nature gods, was kind of combined with Greek mythology in a process called syncretism, which is when one religion kind of blends into another. Now, what's interesting is that the Greeks and Romans originally came from the same people who were called the Indo-Europeans that for thousands of years had been spreading out through Europe with the help of horses. And originally, the Indo-Europeans had a sky god and they had a pantheon of gods, so that there were similarities between what the Greeks and the Romans believed, but they also developed their own religious traditions until they kind of recombined again in the future. So that's a complicated answer to a really good question. So here you see Minerva, the goddess Athena to the Greeks. Originally, Minerva was not Athena. She was just a Roman goddess of war. But as they came into contact with the Greeks, they said, oh, well, they have Athena. She's kind of similar to our goddess Minerva. So why don't we just say they're basically the same goddess? And indeed, remember, the Greeks and the Romans originally did come from a single people. So they did have a lot of similar religious traditions.